You need recovery. You need time to breathe. But rest is intentional. Laziness is avoidance. That's huge. That right there.
You are now tuning in to the Roughnecks Podcast with your host, Cole Nixon. Much love.
What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Roughnecks Podcast. It has been a minute. It's been quite a minute since we have had an episode. If you guys see me looking down, I got the camera. I'm doing this solo today. We have a solo episode today. It's been a minute since we've done a solo episode, I think. I don't know how long it's been since we've done a solo episode. I don't know how long it's been since we've done an episode. It's been since, I think, the volleyball tournament. Just before it, we did an episode with Theo's mom. And the volleyball tournament, I want to thank everyone. I know we're months past. That was back in July, and we're now in September. But we raised $2,025 for Theo and his family, and I'm super grateful for everyone that came out, everyone that donated. We even had some people on the outside donate that who were not, at the tournament, and I really do appreciate that. It did go a long way, and the family was super grateful, and I am super grateful for all of the community support for us to help give back to somebody in the community. But today, we're diving into a topic that that hits home for a lot of us, including myself, whether we want to admit it or not. It's gonna get a little deep, little real here, but we're gonna talk about laziness. Yeah, I said it. Laziness. The word we throw around when we're feeling stuck, maybe unmotivated, or just plain tired of the grind. And we've all been there. But here's the thing. I don't think laziness is what we think it is. I think it's a mask. It's a cover-up. It's a lie that we tell ourselves to avoid facing something deeper. Something that I am guilty of 100% myself. So let's just unpack it a little bit. What is laziness really? I mean, let's just start with something basic. When someone says you're lazy, maybe you didn't go to the gym. Maybe you didn't wake up on time. Maybe you didn't start that thing that you were supposed to do. Maybe you didn't finish that project. Maybe you scrolled TikTok for 2 hours instead of working towards those goals and those ambitions and dreams that you had. But here's the twist. Laziness is not the root problem there. It's just the symptom. So most of the time, I feel like what we call laziness is actually fear, overwhelm, lack of clarity, or even potentially burnout. Now, I don't like the word burnout. I think it's a real thing, but I digress. We will not go into that aspect of things. Maybe we'll do it in another episode. But think about it. Have you ever procrastinated on something not because you didn't care, but because you didn't know where to start? Does that make you lazy? No. Maybe you were afraid of failing. Does that make you lazy? No. What makes you lazy, in my opinion, is not finding a way. We label ourselves as lazy, but really we're just human. And humans avoid discomfort. We avoid conflict. It is normal. It's natural for us to avoid it. But if we want to grow, we have to stop being lazy. We have to stop accepting lazy as our identity. It's not an identity. It's just something that comes around. It's like motivation. It's not always there. We're not always lazy. Sometimes we're really driven. Sometimes we're really motivated. Sometimes we don't feel like doing shit. And I get that. I've been guilty of that. That's why it's been months since we've had a podcast. I put it on the back burner because I didn't know what to talk about. And guess what? Now I'm talking about something that I was doing. If we get complacent, complacency kills progress. If we get lazy, we get complacent, and that kills our progress. That's something that Trevor Scott brought up in an episode, the episode that he was on this Roughnecks podcast, actually, and it stuck with me. It was actually the title of an episode, I believe, Complacency Kills Progress. Sorry about that. Lazy people do a little work. I know a lot of you have heard this quote. I just want to put it in here. Lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy. let's get real for a second. Laziness, or what we call laziness, it has cost. There is a cost to laziness, and that's something that we have to keep in mind. There is a cost to the laziness. We can't afford to be lazy. It costs us time. It costs us opportunities. It costs us confidence even. Because, back when I was talking, you didn't know where to start, or maybe you were afraid of failing. If you accept that laziness, it's going to cost you confidence, because next time you're still not going to be confident. I've seen it in myself. I've seen it in athletes, entrepreneurs, students, parents, you name it. We all hit the wall. It happens. Sometimes daily. If you're lucky, you might get a couple days. You're going to hit a wall. And if we don't challenge it, we start to settle. But here's the good news. Just as easy as it is to form a habit, okay, maybe not just as easy, but you know how you can form a habit? Well, habits can be broken. Mindsets can be shifted. And laziness, that's not something that is permanent. It's not bred into you. It's not who you are. It's who you allow yourself to be. So how do we fight back against this laziness? I know this is the part where you really got to figure out what is it that's different. Like how do we fight back against it? How do we keep it away? And it's not easy. We're all guilty of it. We all have those Sundays that we wake up. Maybe we drank a little too much on Saturday. Maybe we were up a little too late watching that college football, watching them Ohio State Buckeyes, even though they haven't played a night game yet. And, I just don't feel like doing shit today. That's fine. You can have rest. You can have that. But here's some things of how we can, fight back against that. There's 3 practical tools that I came up with. And this one, the first one, it's very something that I do. I've got a lot better at. I think my phone died. I hope my camera's still recording. We're good. I was watching the camera on my phone to make sure because I cannot see the screen. But micro commitments. Don't try to, do too much. Start small. We all talk about you hear about you want to get in shape? Commit to 10 push-ups a day. That's small. That takes you 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it is. You just have to start small. Sorry for the fucking blank stare there. The camera, it's throwing me off. But start small. You want to launch a business? Spend 15 minutes researching what that area, that topic of where you want to go in business, what it takes to start a business, that kind of stuff. Set yourself up to win. You want to, momentum will beat motivation every time. Motivation's just a feeling. We'll talk about that more a little bit later. Your environment matters. If your space is cluttered, I'm used to be guilty about this, but now I try to, every night when I'm done at my desk, everything gets put back. Everything has a place. Even the pens get put in a line. Yeah, that might be a little like OCD or whatever you guys call it, ADHD, ADD, whatever it is. But it is a fact. It is a true fact that if you have a clean workspace, you will get more done. You are more focused. If your phone is full of distractions, you will suffer. So will your focus. I like I get home, I don't even know how I did this, but I get home, as soon as I get home every day, my phone automatically goes on Do Not Disturb. And part of that is, it's the mental reset after work, get off the phone. Maybe I'll get on Instagram, but most of the time I just sit there and I'm just like, it's been a long day, but we got it done. So I think it's important to, especially if you're going to, focus on something. There's the rules out there I've tried a few of them. To me, honestly, it just doesn't work. My phone just goes on Do Not Disturb now, and when I want to look at it, I look at it. That's kind of just how it goes. But, some people have tried or done you work for 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. You work for 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. You work for 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. You work for 25 minutes, you take a half-an-hour break. And, it worked for me for a little bit, but honestly, it didn't work. Maybe it'll work for you. Try something like that. But honestly, what I found to work best, just put your phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm working on my laptop. I don't have a Mac for a specific reason. I don't like the Macs because I don't like that text messages will pop up. I don't like that Instagram. Like I don't want to be able to do all that. When I'm on my computer personally, I'm locked in. Now, do the 30 tabs help? Probably not. That's something else I got to work on. But when I have 3 monitors, I get a little all over the place, and sometimes I need 3 tabs open. But set yourself up to win. Clean your space, turn off notifications, and surround yourself with people who push you. That is big. Find people to help you. Now, identity shift. Stop saying, I'm lazy. I used to say it all the time. I'm a lazy piece of shit. Sometimes I still look myself in the mirror and say that. That's the Goggins type stuff. But stop saying I'm lazy and start saying I am someone who is going to show up. Even when it's hard. Even when it's inconvenient. And it is going to be both of those. A lot of the time. It's very inconvenient that I'm recording this at 9 o'clock at night. This episode, if you're listening to it, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday morning, it's less than 12 hours old, essentially. It's inconvenient that I was up till 2:30 last night. It's inconvenient that Saturday night, I stayed up all night and got about 2 hours of sleep if you take out my nap. Lazy. Not lazy. I showed up later. We just have to fix the nap. Your words will shape your actions. Your actions will shape your life. Now, let's go into the laziness versus rest. And this is where it can get kind of debatable, and some people agree, some people will disagree. Rest is not laziness. Always. You need rest. You need recovery. You need time to breathe. But rest is intentional. Laziness is avoidance. That's huge. That right there. Your rest has to be intentional. If you're, sitting there going, I've done this a lot, where I get home and I'm like, it's about 4:30 or it's 4:12. I'll start working at 5 o'clock. I start scrolling Instagram. Maybe I doze off for a little bit. I even set an alarm for 5 o'clock maybe, just to make sure that I start. And then I'm like, okay, time to start going. And it takes me, maybe another hour till I get downstairs, and then I'll work for maybe an hour. And I'm like, I'm done for the night. I did enough. There was no intentionality behind that. That was avoiding doing what I had to do. Now, I also have a thing that I do where I work till it depends on the night. But if I feel good, maybe I'll work till 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'll go to bed, and I'll wake up. I usually wake up about 6:30 in the morning, and I don't do that every night because that's not sustainable, honestly. Some people can go off 4 hours of sleep a lot, and most of the time I'm fine. Cup of coffee, Monster, I'm good to go. But that's intentional. I need my rest. I need to go to sleep. I'm taking that time to get my sleep because I do have to work the next day. I'm not avoiding doing what I have to do. I'm getting done as much as I can before I have. Rest is intentional. Laziness is avoidance. Know the difference. Think about it. When you're getting ready to be like, I'll start that here in a little bit, or I need to take a break. Think about, is this intentional, or am I just avoiding doing what I really need to do? If you're resting to recharge, that's powerful. If you're avoiding because you're scared or stuck, that's where the work begins. That's where you go to start. So ask yourself, am I resting or am I hiding? Here's my challenge for you guys this week, and it's something I'm doing as well. Pick one area of your life where you've been called I'm looking at my script. I don't even know what I typed there. Pick one area of your life where you've been called lazy, or you called yourself lazy. Dig deeper. What's really going on? Then take one small action. Just one. Send an email. Go for the walk. Write the first paragraph. Whatever it is, start. Make your bed. If you guys haven't listened to that speech, Make Your Bed by William McRaven, I'll put the link in the episode description. You guys should check it out. Because that's the definition of starting small. That helps get rid of that little bit of laziness. Because one little win to start your day kind of makes you want to go do it again. You feel good when you make your bed. You feel good when you brush your teeth. You feel good when you check boxes. I'm a checklist guy. I'll show you guys right now. That's my week. That's my week. I have check boxes for the week. It's a lot of them, too. But that's just how it goes. Check the box. When you check the box, it makes you feel good. When you watch that list that's this big, go from that down to, just a couple things. Just a couple. Maybe nothing left. Man, you feel good. Checking the boxes feels good. Take that one small action. Just one. Because you're not lazy. You're capable. You're powerful. You're a roughneck. And we don't settle. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. This is the start of a 5-episode series. We're going to have multiple episodes this week. I'm doing a bunch of solo episodes, and then me and Dante are going to hop back on the mics. I got some guests that we're going to get on the mics. We were on a little hiatus. We were lazy. We weren't intentional. We were avoiding, but that's changing. That's changing. It's all in the head. If this hit home for you, share it with somebody, someone who needs to hear it. Tag us on social media at Roughnecks Podcast and let us know how you're showing up this week. Let us know. I want to hear about it, or just send me a message if you don't want it out there for the world. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, keep chasing greatness, and you guys know the deal. Life is hard, and it's going to knock you down, just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let that bull of life walk all over you. Get up, grab the bull by the horns, and take control of your life. Roughnecks, out.